A man charged with multiple sex crimes against children in Maryland has ties to a Comstock Park church.
I keep telling y'all, I don't care who it is. You need to make sure that you are watching over your kids, period. I don't care who it is in leadership. I don't care if it is in a church or anything like that. I don't care if it is a family member. I do not care. This is the reason why I tell people, make sure you watch and talk to your children, because it is sick, disgusting stuff. How are you good people doing, my American and foreign brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith, and you're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure you're following me up here, down here. Click the thumbs up button. It helps me. Thank you. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification. It will bring down a drop box, and you will select all notifications. That way you'll be notified when I post. Last but not least, don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe to it if you would, please. Appreciate it very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go into this video. And for those of you that do not like me, pause, and I advise you not to watch. Which means if you continue to watch and you complain, that's on you. When it comes to you having your children and things like that, ladies and gentlemen, don't trust your children with nobody. I don't care. You think I would feel offended if you say, what about you, Ty? I don't care. Guess what? I don't care who it is. Do not trust your children with anyone. Talk to your children. Ask them questions. Watch out for them. Protect their innocence, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff is coming to light because it has been going on for so long. It goes on in families, uncles, friends, sisters, friends. All of them do this type of stuff. It's usually not strangers when it comes to family. It's usually family members themselves. Or if it's not, it's going to be babysitter friends, things like that will end up putting their hands on your kids. Trust me, I know. Now, with that being said, you can't say this phrase anymore. You would never think it would happen in the church. Oh, don't be so dang on naive. Yes, it does. Let's get ready to get into this, folks, because this is crazy.
A man charged with multiple sex crimes against children in Maryland has ties to a Comstock Park church.
13 on Your Side was contacted about Thomas Pinkerton back in March.
13 on Your Side's Kelly Lichter has been following this story for months. And Kelly, what have you found?
Juliet Pinkerton, who is no longer associated with the Comstock Park Church, has been under investigation since last year, but was arrested just this week.
Tori Grunwell started going to the New Chapel Church in Comstock Park in 2020. She was childhood friends with and a housekeeper for the church's pastor.
Always been able to reach out to them, with concerns and that kind of stuff until recently. And then when I started making my concerns known, they stopped responding to me.
Grunwell.
I bet you this church got like a board. I bet you this church has like a board of directors and stuff like that that don't want to get into this stuff and answer questions. It's a shame. It's a shame when stuff don't want to be discussed in church like this. It's a shame when they don't want to bring to the forefront. And the Bible clearly tells you how you should handle these matters. But what do? Oh, run from one. Tell you why, because they probably look at her like you're really a nobody. You just a seat warmer. Keep on paying your tithes and offerings. We'll fill your son. If you got children, we'll fill their heads up with stuff to make them feel good about coming here, which makes it's going to make you feel good about coming here. And you're going to feel like finally a place I can come where my son feels welcome and all that. He has friends and social network and all that. And you might feel good with the sisters and the brothers there. But when a real issue arises, this is how they treating you.
That kind of stuff until recently. And then when I started making my concerns known, they stopped responding to me.
Grunwell came to 13 on Your Side in March of this year expressing concerns about a member of the church, a different pastor, Tommy Pinkerton.
He was one of the youth group leaders and the treasurer of our church on the board since the beginning of the start of this church 10 years ago. He's been very active in our church as a youth pastor and being a traveling evangelist.
According to screenshots taken from the church's website in March, Pinkerton was listed as the church's treasurer. He is not anymore, and his recorded messages have been scrubbed from their website. Pinkerton was one of her son's youth leaders, and she was already uncomfortable by his actions at the church.
Went out of his way during services to point out my son and talk about how anointed he was, and the face of God is upon him, and all of these really faith based.
Church innuendos and colloquials and all that. I mean, it's just, your face of God is upon you. You using King James language and all. This is what gets a lot of folks. Look, y'all got to watch out for things like that at church. When people start so-called prophesying over you, or they get a word from God to say to you, why are they speaking in King James language? You can't simply just say, God, I'm not even about to get into it, because if God wanted to get a hold of you and God wanted to get your attention, God can get your attention. But all this, the face of God is on you, but nobody has seen the face of God. But it's on you. Come on now. Anyway, let me keep going.
Things coming out of his mouth to my son.
She said she contacted multiple people in the church about the allegations.
In that conversation, they told me it was true, and that they just kept asking how I knew. They wanted to know the people who told me and how this information got out.
But as she kept pressing for answers, she says she was kicked out of the church and blocked by people she considered her church family.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the reasons why a lot of churches are failing. This is absolutely unacceptable. It is devilish for them. Instead of saying, he did what? We're so sorry. Oh my God. Let's get in there and talk about this. Go get the other brothers and the elders of the church. If y'all have elders, that's a black church. They call elders, some of the old folks that are in these positions, elders, bishops, or whatever. Get the head pastor. Do you hear what happened? These people are saying, they said, yes, it's true, but we want to know, how do you know? Instead of wanting to solve the issue, y'all are more focused on, how do she know? That's absolutely crazy. And then kicked her out? That's crazy.
I'm just praying that all the truth comes out, and that anybody who has been betrayed in this receives the answers that they deserve for our kids.
Grunwell has pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge for threatening the lead pastor at New Chapel, which she said was because she wasn't getting answers. For months, 13 on Your Side has looked into Pinkerton, trying to find arrest records, until this week when Pinkerton was arrested in Georgia and extradited to Maryland. Pinkerton is charged in Baltimore County with multiple counts of child abuse, assault, sexual abuse of a minor, and sexual offense.
Hold on.
Arrested in Georgia and extradited to Maryland. Pinkerton is charged.
Look at that. Look at that. Child abuse in the second degree. Assault. Child abuse in the second degree. Assault again. Child abuse in the second degree. Child abuse in the second degree. Assault. Child abuse in the second degree. Look at that. Sex offender in the fourth degree. Sex abuse of a minor. Sex offense of the third degree. Sex abuse of a minor. Look at that. Absolutely crazy.
In Baltimore County with multiple counts of child abuse, assault, sexual abuse of a minor, and sexual offense. The investigation into Pinkerton started in October of last year when multiple men came forward expressing they were abused by Pinkerton while a part of his youth group in Maryland between 2006 and 2010. The men claim Pinkerton had a group of minor boys known as favorites, with the victims claiming Pinkerton would sexually assault them primarily at his home in Maryland, often, as the court documents claim, justifying it with religion. In a statement to 13 on Your...
Bro, oh my God. Y'all, this is why my heart goes out to these young men, or these grown men as well, because they can, these people prey on the broken. They prey on these young men that might come from a broken home. They come to look at the woman that was just talking, single parent home, guarantee you your money back. They prey on these young men that comes from broken home, that they know that the woman cannot protect them like a man can. These men are only doing things like this in this church because they know that there is not a goddamn masculine lion of a father. They know it. Because when they tell you what they'll do, they end up saying, well, hey, if the dad finds out, he might come. But they know the woman is not going to do nothing. Well, Ty, there's some mama bears out there. Oh, they're not scared of you. I get it, women. I know y'all saying that y'all are mama bears, but y'all can tell all kind of men that y'all are mama bears all you want to, but we're not scared of y'all. Yes, y'all probably will. Y'all can do some dangerous things, but my point is, we don't fear y'all. But what other men will fear are other men. I'm just keeping it 100% real with y'all. Tyler, the mama bear in me. Look, ladies, look, y'all, I don't even care if they're locked up in prison right now. Women that are locked up in prison right now, if you put any woman in prison right now up against me right now, I'm cleaning every last one of them out right now. I'm not talking about no guns, no weapons. I'm talking about, I don't care who the woman is that's in prison. If she's in prison right now in all of America, there's not one woman in prison that I'm going to be scared of. Ty, there's some big women. Dude, I'm not scared of no woman. Now, I'm not scared of men, but I'm not stupid either. Some men, I'm seeing these big old dudes in prison. I'm like, no, bro, I ain't no way. Dude, no, I mean, I'm going to give you a run for your money, but I know I'm going to lose. I'm going to cheat. I'm biting. I'm going straight for your trachea right from the beginning. I'm grabbing your face. I'm grabbing your body. I'm trying to bite chunks of your throat out because I know he going to tear me to pieces. Like he going to whoop me. I know this. But what I am saying, these men that are doing these things, they're not fearing none of these women, especially if they're church women. They're not scared of you. That's why they're doing this stuff. This man is sick and disgusting. Then they said he used religious reasons like the Bible to do as if he's doing something to them. I don't even want to know the stuff he even told these young men to justify the disgusting, devilish, evil, sinister stuff he did to them. There is no excuse for that. Burn in hell is what you need to do, sir.
Side, New Chapel Church said, "We were heartbroken to hear of these serious allegations that occurred in Baltimore, Maryland nearly 20 years ago and communicated the situation to our church family after severing all ties with the accused several months back. Our prayers and continued cooperation are toward justice for the victims."
What about the lady y'all kicked out?
Detectives do believe there may be more victims of Pinkerton's abuse who have yet to come forward. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Baltimore County Crimes Against Children Unit. At this time, Pinkerton is not charged with any crimes in Michigan.
In Michigan.
Pinkerton's attorney told 13 on Your Side Pinkerton denies the allegations and anxiously awaits his day in court and believes a jury will exonerate him of all charges. In the newsroom, I'm Kelly Lichter, 13 on Your Side.
Yeah, so all these men are getting ready to come forth and get into this jury. See, this is the thing. I hope these men come forward because that's one thing a lot of men don't do. Men, we know how to hold things in. We're going to deal with it. But then yet at the same time, men, you have no idea that the very thing that some of you men might be healed from, and I hope you are. I really do hope you are. The things that happened to me and folks that I know of, just like me, young men, it wasn't done by no men, but it was done by women. My point is, I'm keeping it real with y'all. I talk about this openly. Stuff happened to me when I was a younger man, when I was a kid, not a young man, I was a kid, by women. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to leave it at that. My point is this. You heal from something like that. You might even forgive the person. Matter of fact, one of the people, I went to them and told them that I forgive them. I told them I know what you did. I remember it. I know what grade I was in. I know what school I was in. I know the candy that you gave me. But I forgive you for what you did. You were 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. But here's my thing. If something was to go down with them, and they say anybody that this person has done something with, we want you to come forward and tell. I'm telling. Even, yeah, Ty, but you forgave her. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm going to come and tell. You getting your justice. But you forgave her, Ty. Yes, I forgave her. But they said if anyone that this has happened to, what you want me to lie and say it didn't happen to me? Forgive and forget. You never forget. Stop all that. That's a good cliche to throw out, but you never forget. Forgive is one thing. But here's my deal. There are some men that has not reached that point, and this might be affecting their relationships right now. Where these men just, they can't, their wives can't figure out why their husbands act a certain way. He's so angry and mean. He's so snapful. Or sometimes he's just sensitive all the time. He just don't like certain things, certain smells, certain foods. Having no idea that some of these people have forgot, not that they forgot that it happened to them, but they can't figure out why they're that way as well. But when you peel back the layers, you can see that the whole nucleus of it is that some type of abuse has happened to them. Let me know what y'all think about this by putting in the comments below this video. Do you trust your kids with pastors? Do you trust your kids with uncles? Do you trust them with aunts? All by themselves, staying with them and things like that. Y'all, it goes on way more than what y'all think it does. It's just people just don't talk about it. Just saying. Y'all let me know in the comments below this video. And don't forget to do what y'all see in this animation right here that will greatly help the channel. If you want to see the next video that I will be doing after this one, it's up there. Things I did as of yesterday you may have missed. Here, I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.